500 women traders and small-scale business owners with 50,000 naira each as non-refundable grants to boost their businesses. Senator Tinubu further revealed that the Tony Elumelu Foundation donated 1 billion naira to the RHI to empower 18,500 women across Nigeria under the scheme. 500 women from each of the 36 states and the FCT will receive 50,000 each to strengthen and recapitalize their small business. According to her, when a woman is empowered, an household is empowered as well, also the community and indeed the nation as a whole. Ahmed Tinubu has approved the redeployment of former House of Representative member Rotimi Makinde as chairman of the Governing Council of Waziri Umaru Federal Polytechnic, Kebbi State. Makinde, who previously served as a council member at Federal Polytechnic of Fa, Kwara State, received the appointment in a letter dated on Thursday, signed by the Minister of Education, Tunji Alausa. The redeployment takes place immediately. Worthy to note that the letter stated that the appointment is at the President's discretion. Makinde's new role is classified under Category B of federal government agencies and statutory corporations with terms of service outlined in the 2016 circular. The Federal Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, FMHUD, has warned the public against falling for the antics of fraudsters with regard to the 753 housing units seized by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC), which were forfeited to the federal government. In a statement signed by the Director, Press and Public Relations of the Ministry, Badamasi Aiba, in Abuja today, the ministry said it had not engaged any individual or corporate entity to sell the units. Aiba said the Federal Ministry of Housing and Urban Development wishes to categorically inform the general public that it has not appointed or given sales right to any company or consultant to coordinate the sale of the 753 houses seized by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC), linked to the former CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele. The president of the Nigerian Bar Association, Afam Osigwe, has criticized state governors who publicly donate cars, houses, and other items to judges. He described the gesture as demeaning and damaging to judicial independence. According to the NBA president, such acts diminish the stature of the judiciary and give the impression that judges are beholden to governors who bankroll their need. He pointed out that the judiciary should be an independent part of the government and should not be demeaned or reduced to a point where members of the judiciary should be given handouts as if a favor was being done for them. The Ondo State chapter of the African Democratic Congress (ADC) today called on the Independent National Electoral Commission to make the forthcoming continuous voter registration exercise all-inclusive. In a statement released by its Director of Media, Mr. Eniola Olurotimi, the party urged INEC to extend the exercise to inmates of the Nigeria Correctional Service Centers, stressing that no eligible citizen should be denied the right to vote. According to the statement, the state chairman of the ADC, Wole Adimogo, said eligible prisoners must not be left out of the process. He appealed to unregistered ADC members to take the advantage of the online registration, which begins on August 18, 2025, and the physical registration that follows on August 25. You are listening to News on Express. You are listening to News Express on Adamimogo 107.7 FM, transmitting live from Olojudo's Palace, Ido Ekiti. After the break, Chinese embassy reacts to abuse claims from Nigerians, promises investigation. Details of these and more when we return.
The Nigerian Army has taken custody of two of the...
Get ready to dive into the latest headlines,
Nigerians deported from the United
in-depth stories, and breaking updates that matter to you.
To face the challenge to be able to fulfill the dream and the aspiration.
From local events to global affairs, we've got you covered. Stay with us as we unravel the stories shaping our world today. This is Adamimogo 107.7 FM News.
Glad to know you're still there. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel via Adamimogo 107.7 FM. For happenings around you or news inquiries, please call our newsroom on this number 091 5786 8095. Now to the rest of the bulletin. The Chinese embassy in Nigeria has reacted cautiously to the allegations made by 12 Nigerian workers recently rescued from Central African Republic, who accused their Chinese employers of sexual abuse, starvation, and non-payment of salaries. While the embassy said it will investigate the issue, it emphasized that the allegations are being taken seriously and that due process will be followed. The Chinese government, however, charges all Chinese citizens abroad to comply with the laws and regulations of their host countries and conduct business activities by all applicable rules and requirements. The African Center for Leadership Strategy and Development Center, LSD, has decried the declining status of Nigerian women across all sectors, specifically lamenting that one of 3 women suffer gender-based violence in the country. Founding Executive Director of LSD, Dr. Otive Igbuzo, disclosed that the statistics remain sobering as 1 in 3 women in Nigeria experiences gender-based violence, GBV. He pointed out that the situation is often marked in culture or religion as the victims faces silence or stigma. Igbuzo also declared support for the Special Seats Bill before the National Assembly, expressing hopes that it will be passed into law, while pointing out that since returning to civil rule in 1999, the quota for women has always been a constitutional issue each time there is voting. There is no sufficient vote to pass it into 2/3. Now on education. The National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS, has congratulated Honorable Mayowa Olasuyi on her appointment as the Executive Chairman of the Federal Character Commission, FCC, describing it as well-deserved. This is contained in the statement today signed by the National Public Relations Officer, Comrade Samson Ajasa Adeyemi, as facilitated with the Honorable Olasuyi on the new appointment. According to the statement, Omidiran's appointment is a testament to her decades of unwavering commitment to public service, inclusive governance, and the promotion of equity across Nigeria's socio-political landscape. Meanwhile, a senior lecturer in the Department of Psychology at the University of Ibadan, Professor Remi Alarakwe, said that universities must provide robust support for students in distress, while claiming that academic pressure and life struggles is taking a toll on the students. He urged tertiary institutions to strengthen mental health support to prevent tragedies, as ineffective coping strategies among students might make them feel like failure in examination equates to failure in life, further leading to despair. Alarakwe described the challenges students face, especially in demanding fields like medicine, as a reminder of the need for open discussions about mental health, peer support networks, mentorship programs, and counseling services. In the world of business, the Corporate Affairs Commission (CAC) has removed 247 companies from its database, declaring that they were never duly registered as limited liability companies. The company announced that the move in a notice posted on its official X handle, saying the purported incorporation of the affected companies was invalid. According to the CAC, the registration certificates RC numbers allegedly linked to the companies had never been assigned to any entity, while urging the public to disregard any claims suggesting that the listed companies exist as legal persons. On foreign scene, European leaders on Saturday expressed support for a three-way summit between Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, Russian President Vladimir Putin, and U.S. leader Donald Trump after a U.S.-Russia summit failed to produce a ceasefire. In a statement signed by the French President Emmanuel Macron, German Chancellor Friedrich Merz, UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer, and European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen, they all insisted on maintaining pressure on Russia until peace was achieved, including through sanctions. The European leaders also insisted Moscow cannot have a veto on Ukraine joining the European Union or NATO, while Russia has made it clear it will not tolerate Kiev's membership of the defensive alliance. But the leaders said they were ready to work towards a trilateral summit with European support. In the showbiz world, Nigerian singer and songwriter Chike Osebuka says he has no plans to get married at the moment, describing marriage as a stupid step. Chike, who is popularly known for his romantic ballads, has also revealed that happiness is tied to financial stability, while dismissing that his dependence on money for happiness is not carnal. Reflecting on his music career journey, he said he never envisioned making a living from music until after his university education. He mentioned earlier that he struggles in music industry, as he confirmed that he tried acting for 2 years before making a breakthrough in his music career. And now moving to sports. Former Liverpool defender Jamie Carragher has warned Liverpool Football Club that their defensive lapses could cost them silverware this season, despite the Reds running out 4-2 winners against Bournemouth at the opening match at Anfield, with late goals from Federico Chiesa and Mohamed Salah sealing an emotional triumph. The pundit also drew attention to Liverpool's shaky preseason displays, pointing out that they conceded similar goals in the 4-2 defeat to AC Milan and shipped in 2 goals against Athletic Club and Crystal Palace in the Community Shield. Despite these concerns, manager Arne Slot will take encouragement from his side's attacking resilience, but the defensive warning signs remains loud and clear. With that sports story, we end this edition of News Express on Adamimogo 107.7 FM, Olojudo's Palace, Ido Ekiti. Just before we go, the highlights again. Human rights activist Somi Uranta has criticized the federal government's handling of workers' demands, describing it as a fire brigade approach that could threaten national stability. The Federal Ministry of Housing and Urban Development (FMHUD) has warned the public against falling for the antics of fraudsters with regards to the 753 housing units seized by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC), which were forfeited to the federal government. The Chinese embassy in Nigeria has reacted cautiously to the allegations made by 12 Nigerian workers recently rescued from Central African Republic, who accused their Chinese employers of sexual abuse and non-payment of salary. And that's News Express from Adamimogo 107.7 FM, Olojudo's Palace, Edo Ekiti. On behalf of the production crew, I am Mayowa Olasuyi. Good evening.